section 2 of lecture 1. Objectives for the course is that you should understand the basic principles of mobile sources and risk assessment. And you should be able to work with mobile sources both at the MOVES level, the emissions inventory level, the air dispersion model level for mobile sources, and follow that up with a complete air toxics risk assessment. The lecture syllabus, we're going to talk these topics in overall terms. Okay, what is human health risk assessment? We know it is the scientific process to quantitatively estimate the cause or adverse effect in humans and ecological receptors from air toxics. This is for us what human health risk assessment is. There are many questions that we need to answer. Well, we'll not cover these in the slide, but we need to know what are the main impactors on highly exposed areas. We need to know what is the chemical, what is the source, what are the pathways that it's taking to hit human and ecological receptors. And we will analyze each one of these during the course. Overall, air toxics from mobile sources are the main contributors in urban areas. And we can display this to you using the Minnesota case. We developed, along with the experts at Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, a system that can compute direct and indirect air toxic impact on the population. And you can estimate from each one of the sources in the state of Minnesota, be it a refinery, and all the sources in the refineries. Let's say a refinery would have 1,000 sources they're taking into account: power plants, chemical plants, commercial operations, residential, to the level that if you paint your walls with solvent-type paints, we account for that. But the majority of the impacts in urban area or urban areas is from mobile sources. And you can see how extensive the research is done. You can see that we accounted for all these roads in the greater Minneapolis-St. Paul. And this is the type of consideration we took for cancer risk, residential risk, non-cancer, residential risk. We also, for the farmers, cancer and non-cancer. Volatile organic compounds, residential risk, non-cancer. PM, everybody, not everybody. And you can see here urban impacts from point sources, industrial operation. And look at comparing this with on-road mobile, it is much greater than point sources. So it's time for us to consider the direct and indirect impacts from mobile sources. I will complete here this second segment of the first lecture on the course ME 760. If you have questions, please email them to me and I'll be glad to answer them.